Welcome back to Warzone Workshop. Today, let's take a look at the A&k PKM that I have right here. Best way to use one of these is in its purpose, which is a support role. It has a deployable shoulder stand, which is for you to put on your shoulder. You then charge the weapon and lay down some much needed and deserved hate upon anyone in that direction. Now, what have I done to this A&k PKM? Well, go ahead and pop open the top cover here. Take out it's a real belt, but with dummy rounds in it, so don't freak out. It's an airsoft gun. Inside it, I'll have to put up a picture. I have the Bullgear hop-up unit. Inside of that, I have a Prometheus hop-up rubber and nub, and a Prometheus tight bore inner barrel. Phenomenal. Very accurate. Much needed upgrade. Just for kicks and giggles, my mech box is signed by P90 Girl. Here's a photo. It's proof. It's proof. Just saying, it works better than it did before that. So that's still an upgrade. Now let's talk about the magazine. Go ahead and lay that down. The magazine is this giant box. And if you've picked one up, you probably noticed that the insert that's originally inside it sucks. So you're going to want to install a Bullgear mag insert into the PKM's magazine. I have a video on it. It's in the description down below. Please enjoy that. This bumps the capacity of the magazine from the stock to 7,000 plus rounds. Plus, it gives you a huge space to put your battery. You can put 2 or 3 11-1 brick lipos in this thing, and it'll hold all of it. And you can just switch between your connectors. It's got a great motor inside this thing. It's wired up so that it feeds automatically when it hears the gun shooting. And it can keep up with even very fast rates of fire and very slow rates of fire. Fantastic mag insert. It's a must. You gotta get one. Just order it before you order the PKM, because when you get the PKM, you're gonna have to swap it. Don't even try the original magazine. It sucks. I know, because I used one in a game and it went down on me, and I had so many targets in front of me that went to waste. It was awful. It also has a CNC aluminum paddle wheel thing. The thing that loads the rounds. It's aluminum instead of plastic like the original one. Fantastic. And it drops in. There's no modification to do. Now, PKM itself, mine has been customized a bit. I put a RPK PKM flash hider on the front of it. There. Also, I did some paracord wrapping and then took some plastic cement and smoothed it over, and it's now rock hard. And I did that to the stock just to give it some extra character. And best of all, I have a vodka bottle weapon charm on my PKM. Well, another modification you're going to want to do is on the inside of your PKM, you got this little piece right here that just covers up the fuse and keeps you from seeing the wires and all that. You're going to want to bend in the side of it. Let me show you. You're going to want to bend this piece over and file it, smooth it out, so that when you put the top cover down and you got your wires hanging out down here, you don't cut off your wires by accident. And you close it down on top of it, your wires can stick out through this little opening down here. Let me show you. Your wires can stick out through that opening right there. without pinching, because you don't want to cut your wires, because then you think that you just loaded up your PKM and you're good to go, and you cut your wires and you got a dead gun. You don't want that. So that's what you do to keep that from happening. Next, go ahead and load up. Put your magazine on. It also kind of acts as its own, just kind of chill out if it's on a flat surface. You'll open your little tray here, take out your wire. You'll hook that one up, and then the battery hooks to this wire. And it all goes off of one battery. I use a LiPo 11-1, and that's what I run. I should put a MOSFET on this thing, but I haven't yet. But that is how you do that. And then all the wires get stuffed in here. Plenty of room inside there. And then there's this little notch right here. This little thing where you tuck that cable in and close that flap up. And then your wires will be right there inside the magazine. Of course, from there, you can open up your top cover, lay your dummy belt in. If you drill holes in this, I have a video on it explaining how to put the weapon charm on. It's in the description down below. Go ahead and lower. I also got a sticker from my girlfriend right there. Love you, babe. Close that top cover. Good to go. Lay down some hate. It's got safe and full auto, the way God intended. I got some videos of this thing chugging along and the FPS and all that in the description down below. Beautiful, beautiful light machine gun. If you're going to get one, I suggest you get those parts to upgrade it. The hop-up isn't a necessity unless you want to hit what you're shooting at. But if you want to be able to shoot in the first place, you need that mag insert, because otherwise your magazine is going to fail, and it will fail hard, and it will suck. So upgrade that magazine, get that Bullgear mag insert, then upgrade that hop-up unit, probably around the same time you switch out your barrel and all that stuff, and then you will be shooting beams of hate upon your enemies. It's wonderful. Of course, if you're going to go out to a game and you're going to run one of these, you should also have a kit ready to run a less designated role. So if you're not going to, if you don't want to do that the whole time, run a separate kit like this. And then have this as just something you do if they need an LMG gunner, which is what I do. I bring it with me. If they need an LMG gunner, bam, there I am, PKM, rock and roll. If they don't need another LMG guy, I'm going to be running this. This is my new A&k, and I will be running this at my next game. Before that, it was a KWA KM16BR, and I would just run that and be just like everybody else running an M4 or a variant. I've made the switch now to the AK platform, and I love it. This is the E&L, and it is fantastic. If you want an option that's kind of in between rifle and LMG, there is the RPK. You got drums, you got semi and full auto, and you got a big old stock to put your battery. It's a great choice if you want to do that support role to an extent, but you don't want the heft of a PKM. But you also don't, want to just be another guy with a rifle. You can do a support rifle like this and run an RPK. Just do 1 or 2 drums and you're good to go. I'm actually planning on doing a video on these drums in the future. I got a couple of them And they all have the same problem. They're all busted. These are Bullgear A&k drums. And here's what it looks like on the inside. It's disgusting. It's all this crap that doesn't do anything but get in the way and break. It's a lot of plastic, flimsy plastic, and it's garbage. I'm going to be replacing these internals with these internals from Bullgear. With that, I'll see you next time in the war zone.